The hell? Halloween must be round the corner. I know it was a very lame intro, but um, don't really give a fuck. Anyway, guys, welcome. This is OTO96, and today I want to talk to you about a topic that I want to talk to you guys for a while. Um, Two things, obviously. Number one, sorry for the lack of uploads again. You know what I'm like. I'm very busy, but this topic I really want to talk about because as a man, as a guy who trains, obviously as myself, obviously wants to talk about the topic about does size really matter? And in my opinion, no, it doesn't. No, it really does not. It really doesn't matter if you're playing any sports. I mean, like, because I'm a wrestler, to me, size does not matter. For fuck's sake, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get good views here. There we go. Right, anyway, sorry. It's fuck's sake. It's the quality of the camera. Sorry. As I was saying, fuck in hell. Oh, come on. Hang on. Let me just try and get this. Hang on. I'm just trying to get good quality here. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. As I was saying, yeah, about body size, about weight training, bodybuilding, CrossFit training, powerlifting, whatever it has or whatever you do. In case you're wondering, I have now become a recent sort of CrossFitter, powerlifter sort of guy. To me, it suits my style for wrestling. And if you guys have seen Seth Rollins, who is the current, obviously, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and ever since he's been in WWE, he hasn't had one injury. Why is that? Because of CrossFit. Ever since I've actually done CrossFit, I've only done like 2 weeks. No. Yeah, about 2 weeks of CrossFit. I've literally have felt a difference straight away. I initially feel so much stronger and so much better myself instead of just like I'm quite similar to what Seth Rollins feels whenever he does CrossFit. That he feels like he feels better of himself. He doesn't feel so tight and tense when he did bodybuilding, which I used to do. And obviously, you're probably looking at me and probably going like, "You didn't used to do bodybuilding," but as you can see from shoulder width, I do look quite wide. But if you were here with me right now, I'm not as big as you think I am. Yeah, I look lean, like I don't know if you've actually seen any of my photos, but if you're on my Facebook, then go have a look. I have got a recent poster for the Urban Chaos 3, which is the next show that I'm doing in Northampton, Rough and Ready, which should be cool. If any of you guys here are from Northampton, go to Rough and Ready Gym, and it costs £1 to get in just to watch tickets. And I'll be in the main event in a tag team match with George, with George James to take on Daryl and Sai for the final curtain call for the ending rivalry match. Should be awesome. Anyway, back to the situation in hand. Size to me does not matter whatsoever. If anyone comes up to you and says it's better to easily win a fight, a game, or like rugby or whatever like that, just because of size, that is complete bullshit. Absolute bullshit. You will get brawlers and meatheads out there who think, oh yeah, they do one set and they just go and yeah and pose and sort of like that shit. And I look at them and just go, what the fuck are you doing? You pay good money from your wages to do one set and just look at a mirror at yourself. Don't get me wrong. I sometimes look at myself, but only before and after my sesh. I mean, like when you walk by a mirror, you know deep down inside, everyone does it. Like they just give themselves that glance look at themselves. And I do the same thing. I always do it whenever I do leg day because I'm always like, okay, which area shall I work on? Because obviously there's obviously different areas. There's obviously different muscle parts on your legs. It's the same thing with your triceps, or same thing with your pectorals, or your abdominals, anything like that. Shoulders as well. But anyway, my point is that it doesn't matter if it's the same thing if you like Xbox or PlayStation. Who gives a fuck if what is better? Because if you like Xbox, you like Xbox. Fuck off with it. If you like PlayStation 4, fuck off for PlayStation 4. End of discussion. That's the same thing I feel about CrossFit, between CrossFit and powerlifting. Don't get me wrong, Powerlifting, like, okay, two different people from WWE. Cesaro is a CrossFitter, seen as a powerlifter. Both are they're very similar to what they do. Obviously, the differences. Cesaro is really a lot of both and seen as a lot of powerlifting. Obviously, if you look at him in his career, early career, he was obviously a bodybuilder. And nowadays, he's a powerlifter, like how he does a lot of power cleans and snatches and jerks as well. Well, not jerks. I think he just does a lot of power cleans, considering the fact he's got such a great upper powerful body. You know what I mean? And he really is a powerful guy. It's the same thing with Cesaro. And that's what I mean about size. You look at the size of Cesaro and you look at the size of Cena. Big difference. You look at me and George, okay? This is another prime example. I'm classed as the John Cena of my place, right? Yeah, okay. Have a good laugh about it. All right, that's fair enough. People like to take the piss. I'm so classed the John Cena of my place, even though I think it's because of my physique look or whatever. But anyway, you look at me and George. George is a lot more slimmer than me. I believe he's a little bit. He's just more fitter than me, and I admit that because obviously, if I want to get better, I have to do that. You get what I mean? Even though like my cardio has gone fucking up, like so, like off the roof, like it's gone absolutely amazing since like the very beginning of the year. Because obviously, before I started wrestling, I was doing a lot of just doing loads of curls and shit. But anyway, me and George are complete different sizes. Yet when we did power cleans and power clean and jerks, we lift the same, and it was 90 kilos. And yeah, that was my best because at the time that was my very first CrossFit workout I've had in a while. Because in my gym that I go to, which is the one I've got, like literally, it's wood flooring down. So if I drop the weight, as a lot of CrossFitters do, obviously it would dent the floor. And speaking of that, why the hell do people complain about the throwing thing? It's all part of the process. Like, if you think about it, why on earth would you pick up something, let's just say 200, that's it. Like you watch the CrossFit Games. Why on earth would you lift up 200 kilograms, lift it above your shoulders, and then do this and put it back down to a deadlift position? No. Imagine if you did that and smashed your head. The whole point is to release the weight, so then you can do it again instead of wasting so much energy. Put it down into a shoulder pressing position where you're about to do a shoulder press, and then put it down into a deadlift. And I'm like, seriously? Like, I mean, I don't know why people moan about that. I mean, besides, because CrossFit suits me and George because of powerlifting stuff for wrestling. I mean, trust me, man, it really has a lot to do it. I mean, there's one bloke at one of my wrestling teachers who calls it pussy fit. And I'm not even going to argue with him because he does his own thing, right? He used to be quite a big guy, because now, because he's unfortunately messed up his knees, he can't do a lot of it. But he did his own thing. He was a more buffed up sort of guy. I don't know fully, but from what I saw, it looked like a bodybuild sort of thing. But that was his choice. That was my choice at first. But to me, it's not as healthy, in my opinion. Bodybuilding is not as healthy. Of course, depending on your diet and everything like that, don't get me wrong. Of course, you have your vegetables, your fruit, and of course your vitamin D's and shit, like vitamin C's and D's. And obviously you have all your protein and your meats and everything like that in mixture. But in my opinion, CrossFit, to me, it suits me. I've been to the training shed in Daventry, and I've only been there 3 times, and I'm officially in love with that place. Because as soon as I walked in there and we started our workout, and I just looked around and I just went, I fucking love this place. Like, this gym is sick. Like that. I was literally looking everywhere. And like when I did my first set, had my chalk and everything. Speaking of chalk, got liquid chalk here, which is basically, you see Biggie Langston, there's all that crap. It basically gives you grip to, gives you grip on the bar or the dumbbells, so you don't get any of I can't remember what you call them, but basically they're like blisters on your bottom fingers, which does a lot when you do a lot of barbell lifting, or dumbbell lifting. What the hell? Oh, right. I'm sorry, that was just some Family Guy moment. Lewis looked really pale. I was like, what the hell? Sorry. Anyway, I was all saying, um, a lot of people hate CrossFit, but they also hate, like, a lot of people hate powerlifting. And I think to myself, why do you hate it? Like, what is even the point of hating it? Because everyone has their own different styles. Yeah, of course, people will change. People will change their routines as the years go by or as the months go by. It's the same thing with me. I've changed. I've done like three. I think I've done like, yeah, three changes in routines. The first one was obviously being lean and everything like that. You know, just staying lean, incredibly lean. When I was like around 2012, 2011 time, I was really slim and very lean, and I mean really lean. Um, and then on the second routine was bodybuilding, uh, because apparently I didn't eat enough meat because I was literally a massive fruit guy, which I still am, by the way. I love my fruit. And then the third was obviously the CrossFit stuff, because I'm training for a reason instead of doing it as a hobby and whenever I want to. Training has become a massive part of the thing of my life. Um, it's more than just a hobby. It's something I love doing. You know what I mean? Like, whenever I'm training with George, regardless if we're pissed off or we're in a good mood, we are there to make sure that we get a good workout out of each other. And that's why I love going at the training shed, because me and him are actually motivating each other to keep going. It's really awesome. But anyway, I think I'm going a bit off topic right now, but with size, it does not fucking matter, in my opinion. You could be you could be the biggest guy in the world, and you could still be taken down by a guy who's like 5 foot or 4 foot tall, and that is a fact. Like, I mean, you see all these old school brawler versus MMA or judo fighters, and and like the judo fighter or the martial arts will go up to the brawler and just say to them, or the meathead, and just go to him and say, "You're going to lose," and I know you will. And obviously the brawler's going to be like, "Oh no, I'm not. I'm going to go for it. Come on then." And then obviously because of how slow the brawler is, the martial arts just took him down straight away, made him tap out or knocked him out or whatever the hell. Um, Size does not matter. That Daryl Flynn, yeah, one of my trainers from wrestling. He's a former martial artist, and he knows all of his shit, right? He said he said to me, "No, hang on, no. One of my former martial arts teachers is now starting wrestling. His name's Luke. Really good friend, really good old friend of mine. Started training with us. Really awesome guy." And then there was this moment when Daryl was practicing arm takedowns, like literally like a throw, like a judo throw. Initially, Luke was asked by Daryl to hold his arm out. Literally said he grabbed his arm, he grabbed Luke's arm, and he said to me, "Do you trust me on this? Because there's going to be a throw." And let's just say pretend this. Luke's like here, and Daryl's like here. You get what I mean? Like he's not really small, but he's not really big. You get what I mean? He's like from let's say if I was standing, he'll be about here, around that height. So he's a little small. But anyway, he grabbed the arm and literally just took him down. Literally, splat on the floor, and I was surprised. I was like, shit. And then you watch UFC. You watch UFC. Holy fuck! You could imagine watching. I don't know the names because, like, I sometimes do watch UFC because UFC is quite interesting to watch. But there was one point when I literally saw some guy who was really lean, really slim, and I think he was like in the midweight or lightweight division, and he took down a guy who was quite. He was in the lightweight division, but he was more buffed. Initially, obviously, he was much more bigger than the leaner guy, and literally took him down straight away and beat him up and just knocked him out or made him submit, whatever. My point is, size does not matter. Strength and power matters, depending on. Of Yeah, of course. Like concerned about all the what should we call it? Like all the people will moan and complain about, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this, and you're doing that. I mean, CrossFit is shit, pussy fit, whatever you want to call it. Powerlifting is bad for it. I'm just like, mate, every single person on this earth, whoever does CrossFit, powerlifting, or whatever the hell, their bodies are all different. Everyone's bodies are different. Like, it's all, sometimes it's not just about your knees, it's not just about your back, it's all about your hip reflexes. If your hips is all good in the joints, you should be able to do pistol squats. Yeah, pistol squats, I fucking can't stand the fuckers, which is basically single-legged squats. But my point is, doing moves like CrossFit is really good for you. It's good for you strength-wise, cardio, power, everything like that. It's got me fitter. It's gotten me fitter. All right, like literally, just getting up to a power clean position. Literally go down, squat, and then press. Watch Seth Rollins. Watch Cesaro. Watch CrossFit itself. Fuck me, CrossFit is awesome. It really is. All I gotta say is that everyone is different to their own style. So, like I said earlier about the Xbox and PS4 situation, like just that's as an example. Like you either like it or you don't. You either do powerlifting or you do CrossFit. End of discussion. Stop arguing. Fucking hell. Like if you do powerlifting and you're in the best shape of your life right now, good for you. If you're doing CrossFit, such as myself, and such as myself, I'm in the best condition of my life. Good for you. So all I gotta say is, why so serious? As the Joker would say. Anyway, guys, this is Alex getting 96, and if you want if speaking of training, if you do actually want to see some footage of my training, please put down in the comments. I will go to Training Shed and maybe do some recording. I'll be doing power cleans, jerks, snatches maybe. I haven't done a snatch before, but I need to start learning how to do them, and obviously everything else. So you obviously get a glimpse of why my training is so important. But anyway, guys, this is Alex K96. I hope you have a good evening, guys, and take care.